G'day, fellas, and welcome to game number 6 of Outback Octagon number 4. Today, we've got something special, something new. Today, we've got Climactic. At first, I was apprehensive. I said, what kind of name for a map is that? And then I realized it's a map with chasms in it. So naturally, we get a little bit excited when we see these chasms now. Today, our players will fight for victory. And we've got some interesting civilizations, to say the least. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get any of the new civs. Technically, one of them is disabled, so it's kind of hard to get it. But these are like all OG civilizations. We don't even have like Knights Templar or House of Lancaster today. So anyway, let's get into it. Starting in the west of the map with the color teal, representing the United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Holy Roman Empire, it's Recon. Beautiful little spot he's got here as well. Take a look at this. We got triple relics, all close, and oh, he's in such a good spot. Oh my god, he's gonna have a great game today. Oh my lord, have a look at this. Anyway, on the south side of the map in our first cluster, in the color green, playing as the Chinese, representing Espanol. I don't know if that's the way to say Espain, maybe just Espain. We got Lucifron 7. He is back. He is looking better than ever. If you haven't watched the last game, make sure you go check it out. He did play in that game. This was the same group of players. So this game, obviously, going to be the second part of that. In the south of Lucifron's position, in the color orange, playing as the French, representing Team Finland, it's Tughlag. And over towards the east, color yellow, playing as the French variant, Joan of Arc, representing Serbia. He's back, the returning champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Beasty. Up towards his north, unfortunately. In the color purple, playing as the Japanese, arguably one of the most isolated spawns in this game. Representing Team Germany, we've got Lash. And to his north, the next cluster of gamers. In the color red, playing as the Ottomans, representing Team Turkey, we've got Sass. Over towards his west. Oh, it's going to be a tough game for these two. Playing as the Rus, representing the Americans, USA. I hear them all in the crowds chanting right now, USA. No, that's just last year's Stone game and what happened there. Faye, no repeats of last year, please. Anyway, it is Faye on the Rus. And finally, in the north of the map, in the color pink, playing as the Abbasids, representing Team France and also Team M8, we've got Marine Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Outback Octagon 4. We're finally here. It's taken some time, but we've got here, and boy, oh boy, I'm excited. Now, when it comes to sacred sites this game, we've got 2. They're on the opposite side of the chasm, so very difficult to hold. I can see a couple of ways that you could potentially do this. As an example, like let's say that through the fire and the flames, Faye manages to come out and wins out of this quadrant or out of this little squad of people. She takes this sacred site and then marches her army over here and then takes this sacred site. Maybe that's like the play, and then like you kind of stonewall this one up and just hope no one's going to attack it, and then this sacred site you keep your army there. Maybe that's one of the ways that you do it. Other than that, I don't really know how you do a sacred site victory on this map. It is well, it is chasmarific, chasmatastic, something to do with a chasm. I think chasmarific. We'll go with that. Anyway, we got ourselves the first of the age-ups starting to come through. Arkan Chapel, positioned here. Bit of a weird spot, but it's like, where else do you put this Arkan Chapel? He's got it on a wood line. He's got it on some stealth forests. Like, he's got the gold over here. I don't know, why not put it here? I mean, he wants it as a drop-off point, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really change much. He's probably thinking more late game with it anyway. But we got age up starting to come through all across the map. School of Cavalry in the south here for Tughlag. We got an age up coming through for Beasty going with the School of Cavalry as well. No real surprises here. Imperial Academy getting thrown down now as well for Lucifron 7. Over on that east side, we've got the Kura Storehouse coming through for Lash. And then up towards that top side, we've got the twin... Is that the Twin Minaret Madrasa? It has to be the Twin Minaret Madrasa. It is the Twin Minaret Madrasa coming through now for Sass. Over towards Faye. Still yet to click up just yet. All right. And then finally, Marine Lord. About to age up, going with the Eco Wing. So let's talk a little bit about favorites. Who do we think's going to win? Who do we think's in the best position? Who do we like the look of? And who's not going to do too well this game? I have to say, I like Marine Lord's positioning here. He's also on a pretty good civ, the Abbasid. I think that they're quite good, just primarily because they've got really good spearmen. That's number one. They've also got camels. And what do people like to make in FFAs? What's a fast unit that's pop efficient and can kill things? That's right. It's the Lancer. It's the Knight. It's all of those things, all of the above. And because of that, it makes the Abbasids quite a powerful civ. I think arguably one of the best FFA civilizations. But while his civilization is good, his positioning is also decent as well. He's got two neighbors that are clustered together very closely, which naturally means they're going to be targeting each other rather than him. And because of that, I think he's in an okay spot. We've also got in another good position over towards the west here, Recon. Now, Recon's a little bit further away from people, but just remember, he's going to be hitting Castle Edge very, very shortly. And as soon as that Castle Edge comes through, he's going to use that King ability. He's going to spot out every single position here and go, oh my lord, I'm in a great spot. And he's going to go straight for a fast Imperial. And that's going to guarantee that from, at least from an economic standpoint, he is going to be easily able to dominate the mid-game. And dominating the mid-game means that you've got lots of units on the map. And you're going for lots of king kills. So I think the most important thing, if Recon is going to win this game, he needs to hope, at the very least, that not a lot of people die early on, because he needs them to stay alive so he can kill them. So that's what we're going to be keeping our eyes out for. Now, the other third player that I'm looking at here is Lash. Lash is also in that fortunate position where he's got neighbors, but his neighbors have neighbors that are closer to them that aren't Lash, and therefore, it makes it good. Now, we've got an interesting dynamic here on the south. I'll say that right now. 3 players, all evenly spaced out here. No one is really in a bad position, other than maybe arguably Beasty, just because he does have Lash to his back, right? Like, that's the main problem that he's got. And because of that, it doesn't bode well for him, at least at these early stages. We'll see exactly how he looks to play it, though. Arkan Chapel. He is slowly building up with its resource capacity here. We can see 9 villages now under with plenty of sheep. Makes a man happy. Now, how many relics have we got today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. How many relics would you like? And Caillou, the maker of the map, just said yes. Yes. No, Caillou, we're asking how many would you like? And he just responded again. He said yes. Caillou, that's a lot of relics. What is going on with the amount of relics? How many relics is that? Is that really 17? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 relics, right? That is ridiculous. That is amazing. Oh, my lord. Holy dooly. That's a lot of relics. That is that's a very good thing for Recon, just because it guarantees that there's going to be at least a few relics for him to get. Now, of course, these relics are quite evenly dotted across the map as well. So this is a good thing. The odds just went up for Recon ever so slightly. Anyway, let's check in and see how Beasty's doing. Keep in mind, early on, he is going to be dealing with multiple players, and we can already see scouts over towards the east side, knights over towards the west. A little bit of French on French variant action. With so many French variants, it's a common situation that we see. Lord, this is fun. Now, I can already imagine people saying, you know, can you imagine this map with something like Golden Horde and just having all of those relic Uvus? Like, how ridiculous it would be. And I got to agree, but take a look at this. We've already got movement out here. Age up coming through, and look at the positioning on this Regnant. It's pixel perfect in the back of the base. He knows exactly what life is all about. He is already preparing for the late game, and we are only 9 minutes through this one. First age up is through. Let's ride on board with Recon, see what he sees. Does he look to utilize that king ability, that treason, just yet? You can even hear the scouts calling out constantly throughout this. So we got trouble in paradise. This is Beasty over here. He's got arrow slits coming through. Vils might try and pop to get a bit of a repair out. The arrow slit investment is significant. Let's see whether or not he's able to do it. Knights now coming in. Vils, perfect timing here as JD also looking to assist. He's got the archer, JD, which means that he can basically just go 100% cavalry from here. He's going to use just only JD to do all of his killing. Another interesting decision. Have a look at this one coming up from Lucifron. I love this. The fact that he's gone right next to the chasm. Dude, you know what this reminds me? In the Philippines, we went to this volcano that's like south of Manila. I can't remember what it is. It's an active volcano. It looks exactly like this, though. Maybe this is... I wonder if this is based on a volcano. There you go. I'm having thoughts out loud right now. It looks exactly the same, though. Like, there was a cafe at the very top of the volcano that we went to. And fortunately, like, it's active, but while we were there, it wasn't active, so we were okay. But I tell you what, it was a view just like that. Man, it was picturesque. There's something strange about humans where it's like, yeah, look, the volcano's active, but it's also very pretty. And because of that, we're gonna live right next to it. Oh, jeez. Imagine, what if you could bring, like, active game states to maps where at any point the map could erupt? That's one way that we could think about changing up Outback Octagon. Relics now starting to come through over on the east side, as well as Sass picks up the double. No surprises here. He opens up with the imams. He's got so many relics to choose from as well. It's going to be at least 5 relics for him. Now, I say that, but just as I say that, we've also got a relic coming back here for Lash. So there's a good chance that, well, he picks up at the very least 2 of them. We know that because, well, he's going to bring back 2 relics here. We can see that there's 2 in the base, and then those imams are going to... Oh my god, he's got a 3rd one. He's already at 3. It was this relic. He's moved this relic. This relic didn't start here. Dude, there's so many relics on this map. Boy, oh boy. All right, let's check in with the Beast and see how he's doing on that south side. He's contesting up against a Chinese player down here. Now, no second TC just yet. Song Dynasty at the moment, and we've also got the Imperial Palace that's starting to come up, so looking for Castle Age. Double Stable getting thrown down. Keep in mind, we've got a lot of food to access as well, so he's a happy camper for the moment. On the south, we've got the age up that's come through as well for Tughlag. He's also got relics down here, by the way. Everybody gets a relic. You get a relic. You get a relic. Now we got ourselves a little bit of a tussle over on this east side of the map. Shinto Priest moving out towards the relic on the far right side here. Still plenty to choose from here. More age-ups coming through. Lucifron now in that Castle Age as well. Faye also reaching Castle Age, going up with a high trade house here. Not the best high trade house, we'll say that right now, but it's not like she's really got that many options. I'll tell you what, that was an option. Have a look at that. Dude, look at this. This hunting cabin was absolutely giga chad. Unfortunately, the high trade house could not follow. We can hear, is it that? Yeah, it's the Abbasid Scout. I recognize the Abbasid Scout above everything else. And how many relics have you got there, Recon? He's got 3. He's got 3 in the Regnits, which is always a bad sign for everybody else. So that's going to be his 4th relic. He's actually not had that many relics when you think about it, right? Like, 4 relics is still good, but on a map where there's 17 relics or 16 relics, whatever it was, that's definitely not the lion's share. Oh, that's a good point. Thank you very much. We've just had Kappaman in the chat saying, you can see the relic count at the top. That's a great point. So we've got 1 relic Tughlag, 2 relics Sass, 0 relics. Well, it shows you the relic count, but it doesn't show you the relics in the base count, right? Like, if we look down towards the base here of Lash, he's got 3 relics. 2 that he's currently holding. And it's like, there's a lot of relics right here. I mean, we can wait a couple minutes and we can see exactly what the play is. But for the moment, we'll just keep an eye out on exactly what is happening here. Now, fortunately for everybody in the lobby, it's just been a very slow opening of a game, which is a good thing, right? Like, we don't want people to die quickly. There's nothing worse than having people die early on. At this stage, everybody is going to be Castle Age, and no one is going to be taken out in the Feudal Age, which is a little bit of a relief for me, because, don't get me wrong, I like the long games, not the super long games. Faye, I'm talking to you. I like long games. I don't like those 20-minute games where it's just a complete obliteration. Speaking of obliteration, I think Recon may have to move up towards the top side. He's got a lot of knights, by the way, Recon. And this is actually a pretty smart move. Now, he could have gone fast imp here and just gone straight into Swabia. He could also think about Elsbach as an option. Maybe you drop... You know, that's probably a play here for him. Maybe drop a 2nd or even a 3rd TC here in the Castle Age and then just go Elsbach instead of going into Swabia. We got Marine Lord now, managing to pick up another relic. Keep in mind, he's got this safe one towards the top side. He's currently got 1 in his possession. And we got quite a few call-outs happening. You can hear those scouts all over the map right now. More and more units beginning to build here. He's going to try and hide the relic towards the top. Marine Lord being very cheeky, sneaky. Typical Marine Lord here. Manages to hold it for the moment. We've got another prelate coming out to try and pick this one up. Walls starting to come out as the battle lines are drawn here. Beasty towards the south. It's going to be one of those slow but steady deaths for Tughlag. I can feel it right now. There's not a whole lot of gold in the base. He's got a 4K, another 4K that's about to run out here. And as you can see, it looks like Recon has completely missed the relic, which is unfortunate for him. Fortunate for Marine Lord, his opponent. Back over towards that east side. Early on in this game. 16 minutes. Neither player yet to commit 100%, but have a look what's happening inside the base of Sass. Sass, I got a question for you. Why have you got battering rams, my friend? He's making them from the MIA, so that's his reason. That's his explanation. All right, we got ourselves our first camel coming out here. Definitely don't want to mess with all these lances when there's a camel on the field. You can see they're providing that lovely debuff that's coming out here. Sacred sites getting captured here. Unfortunately, when this happens, oh God, that is so nice. It really, it's funny. It's so striking. It just takes me straight back every single time I look at this. I'm just immediately brought back to that volcano in the Philippines. It literally just erupted as well, like a week or two ago. I saw it was in the news. I don't know if anybody died. It's normally like one of those things where you kind of have to go to it and intentionally be there. It's just not like they've really built around it. I mean, to be fair, if that thing erupted, it would absolutely go ham. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time. Let's focus. Let's focus, Strongo. Focus less on the volcano. It's hard not to focus on the volcano when it's literally a map about volcanoes. Well, I guess it's a map about a chasm, isn't it? But anyway, number of cav units starting to build here for Marine Lord. Keep in mind, the other thing to note from the perspective of Recon, because he's kind of like my hero this game. Not my hero, but like definitely the favorite for me. I love his position here. If there's a position I would want to play, it would be Recon's spot here. But he hasn't hit that Imperial age. That Swabia is not really kicking yet. And because of that, it feels like the longer the game goes, the better it's going to get for Marine Lord. At this stage, Marine Lord is on 102 villages, whereas Recon's only on 48. And that is going to translate to a significant difference when it comes to military. Now, interestingly, everyone is just kind of building up military in their own bases. Well, except for Kiljardi. He's not really doing that. So, down towards the south here, you can see Recon is making his way towards this king, but there's a huge amount of spears. And so, the moment he sees this, he's just out of here. He's out of here. He says, no, I'm not interested. I'm not going to take this bait at all. Everyone just slowly building up. We got armies coming up for everybody right now, but nobody looking to commit 100% yet. And this is where it starts to get a bit awkward. Who will break the stalemate? We actually have. Is there an 8-way stalemate that's happening right now? By the way, what is this TC, Faye? I like it. I like it. She's very bold here. And look at this. The fact that Recon is quite literally hunting right now. I think he may have found his first victim as well, because the army, I mean, the army's decent here for Kiljardi. It's not bad. He's got a couple of arbs in here as well. We've also got the keep nearby. He's going to try and attempt it. Recon, definitely a bit bold of a decision. Knights are on standby, ready to jump in at a moment's notice, and I suspect the moment he sees this, he's probably just going to back out and go, yeah, okay, no, that's fair, that's fair. You know, you've got an army, I've got an army as well. I don't want to lose my army. And now we've got ourselves... now we've got ourselves a little bit of fun. You can see Lucifron immediately looking out as well, saying, oh, hey, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? What's going on down here? Meanwhile, over towards that east side... action as everyone starts hitting imp at the same time. Beasty managing to make it through the fire and the flames. You know, if you'd ask me, do you think Beasty's going to make it to Imperial Age in this game? I would say, in the position that he is, almost certainly not. I would have thought it would have been death in feudal, either for him or his neighbor, one of the two. But I didn't think he would make it to Imperial. The fact that he's made it here, he's got a fighting chance now. We'll wait and see exactly how he looks to play this one out and whether or not he's able to progress. We got a bit of progression on the south side as Kiljardi decides to aggress in this situation. Farm's looking good as well for Beasty. How's he doing on the resource count? 800 gold coming through at the moment per minute. There are some big golds out here as well, so he could definitely move to try and consolidate those resources if he chose to. Up towards that top side, Marine Lord's army continues to grow. He's Imperial Age as well. Let's take a look and see which options he's gone. So yet to take the trade wing, which kind of makes sense considering trade is not particularly optimal here. You know, you could move the trade post to the edges of the map. Maybe that makes it worse, though. Maybe it makes it a bit harder to contest them. At least here, they're kind of contestable for everybody. All right, I'm trying my best just to make sure that I'm covering every single bit of this map because at the moment... Oh, okay, there we go. I was like, okay, there's got to be something that we're looking for. Now, keep in mind, the moment this town center goes down, this king should be running across here right now. King's going to come out the bottom side, so he's able to make it out. The town center is not getting repaired. It looks like it may actually burn here. So even though he does technically clean this up, the loss of the TC is going to hurt him because with the TC going down, it's villages that are not being made here. Cleanup is nice, though. That's our first real battle. Meanwhile, over towards the north side, we got ourselves a few more challenges starting to come out. Militia get called as Marine Lord attempts to take down Faye at the 21-minute mark. Now, where is Recon at this stage? Army inside the base. He's healing it up, not looking to contest anything just yet. And he absolutely could. Dude, look at Marine Lord's forces, man. He is overwhelming here in his numbers. This is incredible. He's Imperial age. Keep that in mind. So these units, they hit like trucks right now. Looks like we've got a little bit of return fire starting to happen now. As Kiljadi is making his way towards Lucifron. Now, keep in mind, earlier, Lucifron was, or rather, Kiljadi was thinking about attacking Beasty. Not going to be the case, and don't you dare think for a second we're going to miss the first king kill of the game. Ain't going to be happening here, and Faye, after 21 minutes, is the first eliminated from the game. Plus 50 goes over to Marine Lord here, and we say to ourselves, okay, who's next? Who's next? And Recon immediately popping and saying, okay, let's do it. Marine Lord looking very scary in this game. He sat on the edge towards the north of the map. Had plenty of space to expand. His neighbors were worried more about each other than they were about Marine Lord. And now Reboldiquin out as well. A couple metas in the back. Janissary's looking to tee off, provide some assistance, but Marine Lord wants a second one. The question's going to be whether or not Lash allows him to take two. Back towards that top side. King currently sitting inside the town center here. Safe for the moment, but this army, it's large, it's in charge, and more units continue to rally across. Marine Lord looking strong at the early stages of this game. Keep in mind, if he gets a kill, he is going to rally this entire lobby against him. King is out, King is out, King is... Oh, he's just put the King out. He's done a little bit of a mistake. I don't know if that was a mistake right there, but unfortunately, Sass goes down. Marine Lord able to take it. Normally, we ask players to try and protect their King, just because it's one of those things where it comes down to tempo. You got to keep in mind, like in this situation, if that King is inside the town center, and then he actually makes an effort to move it over to the keep, then it means that there's a potential that Lash could come in and try and get that snipe, right? And it feels a little bit bad. So we'll ask our admins to have a chat with him and just make sure that we don't see a repeat of that. All right, down towards the south side, Beasty getting involved now. It's been a long 23 minutes, but he's decided, you know what? It's time to actually get out on the board here. Recon's still chilling out for the moment. He's got his army on standby, just watching and waiting to see whether Beasty is going to be able to strike. Still for the moment. So it looks like we might have a 3-on-1 here in this situation. Poor Lucifron. Now, I don't want to spoil the last game for you, but he did quite well in that game. And there could be a little part of it that just says, well, Lucifron, you're playing in the Chinese. You did well in the last game. You're trapped in the middle. And they're just going to pull on each side until there's a bit of, well, there's some limbs that come free. Let's just put it that way. More units now rallying in for him as well here. You can see the amount of coverage he's looking to try and pick up here as the outposts now come up for Recon. Underneath the town center, Lucifron defending, crossbows assisting. Lucifron still in the castle age. Keep in mind, he didn't opt for a second TC in this game, and because of that, economically, he's not doing particularly well. Up towards the top, Marine Lord now looking to try and pick up some additional relics. He's spotted out 3. He's probably moving even more of them back towards that main base. And now, forced away from the base of Lucifron. He holds for a little bit longer. Meanwhile, Beasty on the south. Kiljadi, age 4 as well. Which way has he gone with regard to his landmarks? He's gone for the Red Palace. It would be crazy not to go for the Red Palace. I feel like the Red Palace, when it comes to FFA, it just offers you so much in the way of defense, in the way of just across the board, right? Like the fact that it gives the emplacement out as well. Particularly nice landmark. But now the numbers continue to build, and you can see at this stage, Recon's not committed either way. He wants to see, okay, where could we go here? Is there anybody else that we could potentially attack? Numbers not looking good for Recon, or rather for Lucifron. He's at 18 crossbows, 3 spears here. Poor Lucifron. Poor Lucifron. We watch, we witness, we wait as he gets whittled down slowly. Knights on the south. Exactly what Lucifron needs if he wants to stay in this game are these players to start fighting amongst each other. The one player that I'm just keeping an eye out on, a gentle eye out, just to see exactly what his play here, is this gentleman right here, Lash. Still yet to commit to anybody in particular. Can't really find a place to crack open the egg, make himself an omelet. Walls are starting to come up, though. Have a look at this. Lucifron, rather, Marine Lord, looking to wall up like crazy. Big wall coming in on that top side, and exactly what you want. I mean, this is a perfect map when it comes to walling off segments like this. You can just find yourself quite an affordable wall. Like this it's a long wall, don't get me wrong, but for the amount of work that it's doing, that's an impressive amount. Once again, Recon just looking to make enemies with everybody in the lobby. Now, he did reach Imperial Age. Which way did he go? He did go for Swabia. So, definitely left it a little bit late here. He's at 120 Vils here. Marine Lord at 155. So, definitely looks to be the favorite. Now, makes his way across the map here. Keep in mind, with Swabia online, it means that the prospect of defending the king is a significant task. With the Elsback, you've got a lot of space. You've got a lot of ways that you can play it on the defense. But with Swabia, you are very limited. Keep an eye out on him as Marine Lord looks to start getting aggressive here. To me, it's very surprising right now that the lobby is not working towards a single Marine Lord goal. Black Riders. Black Riders. Not going to be the difference here as they get absolutely obliterated on this backline. Recon running back as quickly as he possibly can to try and address the issue, stem the bleeding. And now we can see without that potential for the Elsback. Where's the king? Where's the king? The king's making a run for it. He's going to... Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is not good. He's going to try and repair... Okay, he should be okay to make it. He's looking to try and keep everything safe. Now, do we have ranged camels in here? I don't know whether or not we do. I don't think we do, no. He should be able to survive through it. Oh, no, there's a bit of siege coming in. More units now looking for it. He's trying his hardest to get through. Defense is solid. Marine Lord backs out for the moment. Black Rider numbers continue to build. Marine Lord says, I don't want any of it. I don't want any of it. You've done well. Beautiful save right there by Recon. Recon genuinely was about to die. 100%. No two ways. He's got nowhere to run. The consequence of having that Elsback is very much... Well, sorry, the consequence of not having that Elsback is very much that you are so vulnerable. And he realized immediately. Fortunately, he was just on time. Seconds later, and then this gate was going down. Absolutely. If he had delayed even just 3 or 4 seconds, absolutely dead right there. And Marine Lord would have gone to 350 pop. And to me, it's crazy that still we don't have people focusing Marine Lord, at least consolidating their efforts against him at the very least. Perhaps we do in the chat. They're just not yet. Or maybe they're just talking about other things. Because, well, there's other things that are going on. Beasty now almost certainly about to pick up a kill in the south of the map. Kiljardi is king's locked in the Red Palace. Where's the army for Kiljardi? It's a little bit out of position. Beasty, the king, out of water right now. He's going to try and take the kill. Joan of Arc with the snipe. Does she get off a second shot? She's fired once. Let's see if she's got the second headshot in her. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. He takes himself a kill and somehow, against all odds, finds a way through at the 28-minute mark. Plus 50 pop for the Beast. His target. Now, Beasty just got himself a very good position. Because look at this. His next target has been a sitting duck for the last 10 minutes. Lucy's just been sitting here with 17 crossbows, twiddling his thumbs, going, oh, God, why did I spawn in the middle of everybody? Why couldn't I get the edge? And now he's going to make a bit of a runner up towards the north. The king is on the move here. The king is on the move. He's got a new keep that's coming up. Crossbow's going to be able to defend whether or not this keep gets up on time. He's playing the Chinese. 10 Vil's going to try their best. Beasty knows. Joan of Arc knows. She's on the move. Crossbow's going to look to try and focus it down. King on standby. King going to run behind. He's not going to be able to do it. Beasty going for the back-to-back right now, and Marine Lord could be in trouble in this game as there is a second contender as all the villagers go down. Where's that king? There's that king. Good night, sweet prince. Beasty back into this game. Well and truly, he looks for his next target. It says, where are we going next, Marine Lord? All right, we're going to make an agreement over here on Lash. Okay, Lash has been just chilling. He's been with John Cena in the back of the limousine, licking the ice cream for the last 29 minutes. And now, unfortunately, Marine Lord's going to do a little bit of a check on him. He's going to say, how are you doing over here? How are things? You mind coming out and playing? And Beasty's going to do the same thing. These are only palisade walls, and even if they were stone walls, Beasty's got the siege ready to go in a heartbeat. He finds the gold to the south. It's only 1,200, so it's not a huge amount. There are small golds around here. And the numbers look particularly scary. Another wall coming up. In fact, walls coming up everywhere on this top side of the map. Marine Lord very safe, very happy, very comfortable with his current position. Missed out on this kill over on the west. And now the question's going to be whether or not we're going to see a potential breakthrough from Recon. Recon needs to find a way into this game. You know, we called out in the early stages of the game that Recon absolutely looked like he was in prime position, except for the fact that he was far away from everybody. And that's a blessing, but it's a curse. Beasty somehow managed to make it through the fire and the flames. And because of his proximity to these players, was very easily able to take advantage of the fact that one army was over near a second player, and because of that, he could take advantage by killing that player. And then just simply comes in for the double tap. His proximity to those players was a blessing. And obviously, we've seen it many a time where it is not. But in this game, it definitely was. Marine Lord up towards the top side now. With a huge army building. More than 100 lancers out for him now. Fully upgraded. Well, almost fully upgraded. He doesn't have the +3. Doesn't have his armors up just yet. But I'm sure he'll get there. I'm sure he'll get there. Hand cannoneers starting to come through from Marine Lord as well. Now we got ourselves a little bit of return fire coming in from Lash. Working his magic through the palisade wall. Not able to find it. And we've got a huge army coming out for both of these players in the north. Lancers v Knights. Black Riders on the back line. Recon going to try his best to defend in this position, but you can see he's outnumbered by a mile. 24 Lancers left, or 24 Knights left, compared to the 96 of Marine Lord. This is trouble right now in Paradise on this top side of the map. The question is anybody else going to look to try and break the stalemate? If there's one thing that happens over on this west side, if we see these two clash and a victor ultimately lands on the side of Marine Lord, it could be what is needed to stop the fight between these two in the south and guarantee that their aggression will head north together. Cannons firing off. Decent amount of damage here. Beasty at 250 population. His opponent Lash at 197. He's filling out that economy, or filling out that military constantly. The question in my mind is whether or not these two are going to come to blows. I mean, the truth is, Beasty's at 300 as well. If he's able to take out Lash, and Marine Lord takes out Recon, we could have Marine Lord and Beasty both on 350 population and looking to fight down an insane endgame. That is absolutely on the cards right here. Recon losing out more and more military. He's starting to mix in barracks units here, realizing, hey, you know what? Maybe spears will work against this huge horde of military coming through from the Abbasids. Beasty chased away, managed to keep a couple cannons alive. Joan of Arc now upgraded. The mounted samurai doing what they do best and just being absolutely overpowered, despite the fact there are much less of them. Oh, there's 71 out on the field right now. Beasty on 37. I take it back. There's a lot of them. There is a lot of mounted samurai right now. They got all their upgrades going for them. And I kind of like the fact that Lash, despite being on only 200 population, is still absolutely handing Beasty his butt on a platter. He's like, here you go, bud. Have some of this. Now, Beasty's working that economic number up. That's the other thing to note. The longer this goes, the better it gets for Beasty. Because his economy is going to start really working the magic. Lash is on 117 vils, Beasty 158. The other thing to remember is gold. We need to have access to gold. Now, he's got the guild hall back here. Gold, 6,800. So it is definitely building for him. It's a good little button that you can click just in case you need to. You don't want to click it, though. You want to let it build. You just want to... Ideally, you want to pull it until you very much need it, which, in this case, could be in the final two. Camel's now really starting to build up for Marine Lord. He's up to 28 Camel Archers here. Culverin looking to see whether or not they need to make a connection on that back line. Nothing of real value there. Maybe the hand cannoneers, the Black Riders, the mounted Black Riders. And now Beasty with Reboldequin says, I've got an answer to your mounted samurais. Oh, my lord. This is starting to turn into a very interesting FFA. This is one of the best games of FFA that we've seen in a long time. Just from a strategic perspective, this has been impeccable from some of these players. This has been really good. The timing as well on this king was just... if this king had been taken out, I think Marine Lord takes the entire lobby. But because he was able to stay alive for long enough to allow Beasty to get back into the game, there is a real world where we've got two contenders that are left. For me, the question's gonna be whether or not he's able to actually crack this egg before Marine Lord does, because the moment that it happens, you know what's going on. Marine Lord's he knows he needs to go for that snipe. He could potentially look for a sacred victory as well. He's got a bit of a decent spot up there. The balance continues on this south side. They've been fighting over this palisade wall for a while now. The numbers for Recon still looking decent. He's maxed out 200 pop. Villager count at 116, Marine Lords at 171. So it's going to be a huge difference in economies. You can see just how much trouble we've got here as these Lancers struggle to make it through the palisade walls. Still yet, Marine Lord doesn't want to commit. Now, keep in mind, he could just go for landmarks here. I mean, you've got a landmark in the back. It's a little bit harder to hit. Still some interesting upgrades that are yet to be picked up inspired warriors obviously being quite an important one. But now Beasty with plenty of siege and plenty of cav out here. He outnumbers his opponent now, 68 to 61 with regard to cavalry. And this is quickly turning. What about these landmark positions? Let's quickly check. Okay, we've got Castle of the Crow in the back of the base. It's definitely favorable. We've got 1, 2, 3 that are here. Let's make sure we click on the right landmark. So we've got 3 landmarks with the Castle of the Crow the furthest away, which is definitely fortunate for Lash at the moment. Beasty now continuing to move forward over towards the west side. Marine Lord still yet to commit 100% here. The longer it goes for Marine Lord, the worse it gets, but perhaps that could be a blessing in a way. Don't tell me the king's in here. Don't tell me the king's in here. Don't tell me the king is in here right now. Beasty committing 100%. Lash, wake up. Lash, wake up, Lash. Lash, wake up. Poor Lash. Not like this. No, Lash asleep at the keyboard. Oh, he probably thought his king was safe in the Castle of the Crow, but he was truly in the Castle of the Damned. Good night, sweet prince. And like that, we've got ourselves a ball game. From the depths of hell, Beasty makes it out through the fire. Somehow, someway, he finds 3 kills in this pack. I thought he was written off. I thought there's no way he does it. And Marine Lord knows right now is the time he needs to go. 100% he must commit. He needs to take out Recon immediately because Beasty, he's angry. And all of his units have got 4 legs, which means that they travel quickly. Now we start to see him really positioned for the late game. Walls coming up. He is beginning. Oh, Lord, is he beginning. We got ourselves a battle and a half here. Look at the amount of units that are coming through. This is it. We are seeing the ultimate FFA showdown. It's about to happen because there is a king who is about to go down. Yeah, he is about to go down. Ladies and gentlemen, Recon tapped out and there were 2. Oh, they write about this stuff in history books. You are about to witness something of beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, what you've all been waiting for. Our final 2. We have got a potentially incredible endgame for you here. At 38 minutes, there are 2 players that remain. And there is something wonderful in this world that is happening right now. The prayer hall of Uqba is upon us. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce our 2 final contestants for today's endgame. Spawning in the south of the map in the color yellow, we've got Beasty with 0 relics to his name. And on the north side, with in the color pink, playing as the Abbasid with 6 relics to his name, it's Marine Lord. Welcome. A pleasure to have your company. Both of these players have got 3 kills this game. What's going on over here, Marine Lord? Both of these players have got 3 kills this game. Now, why is that important? That's important because a kill gives you an extra 50 population. And having an extra 50 population might not seem like much until you realize there's 3 kills for each of these players. So they're up to 350 each. You know what's kind of wild is that when Age of Empires 4 came out, it became very clear in the early years that there were 2 main contestants, Marine Lord and Beasty. And for a long time, we never really got to see them match up in a grand final. And while this game isn't a grand final, this is the culmination of an FFA game that has gone absolutely wild. And we now get to see the most silly circumstances where we've got 2 of the best players that Age of Empires 4 has ever seen facing off with massive armies, massive bases, and huge economies to power them all up. The question now rests on whether Beasty can find a win condition against this wonder or whether he can just eliminate it completely. He's got a pretty decently sized army here. The fact that there's Reboldaquins in here as well really makes me excited because the Reboldaquin is one of those combo breakers. You see, the reality is you can have as much cavalry as you like, but as long as you've got Reboldaquin, you'll be fine. Now, the trouble that you've got are these camels. These camel archers, particularly effective against the Reboldaquin. So we'll be watching to see the micro between these 2 and how it progresses. Walls coming up on the west. It gets spotted out here by Beasty. And over towards the east, the fight continues. Beasty on 155 villages, 195 military population. Marine Lord sitting on 183 villages, so slightly more villages, but only 115 military pop. What is going on with Marine Lord? Why has he not maxed? Has he only just built these houses? We know he's there. We know he's there. Beasty has clicked the button, by the way. He's got himself a little bit of gold in the bank. Exactly when he needed to use it as well. Quite literally. Oh, he's doing it. He's thinking about undercutting. Ladies and gentlemen, he's identified. Okay, I know what my win condition is here. I know what my options are. He's going to try and hold the sacred site. So we've got our first one that's coming in on the south. He was initially going for this long wall across here, but he's decided against it. He said, I don't need to do that. I don't need to cover that position. All I need to do is just make sure this sacred site is safe. So that's what he's going to look to do here. He makes it very difficult. I mean, it's still absolutely doable for Marine Lord to come down here and deny this from Beasty. And oh, it's so smart. He can't, though. He can't commit the troops to kill this, because if he does, Beasty just comes around and kills him from this angle. Oh, it's super smart. Oh, it's so smart from Beasty. Very well identified. Let's say you bring down like 2 Culverin to come do this, to come kill this, and then like, I don't know, 10 Knights or something like that, 10 Lancers. You can deal with that, so you'd have to bring more. But now it's happening. They're facing off, ladies and gentlemen. One of the biggest battles we've seen in Outback Octagon history happening right here, right now, with 12 minutes to go until one to defeat. Focus on the Reboldequin. These guys are going to be the heroes, but unfortunately, their deaths are heroic as they all go down. The camels on the back. Now moving forward, the cannons focusing down the cover, and look how long this line goes right now. We are witnessing one of the greatest battle between 2 of the best players live, and Beasty is overwhelming. Look at the numbers right now. Marine Lord scrambling to defend. No resources in the bank. Somehow, some way, he breaks through. Knights now begin to move forward. After everything that has happened this game. Where is his sacred site, by the way? What is going on here? Has he got the undercut? He's got the undercut by about 1 minute and 20 seconds. Maybe about a minute if he's lucky. And now moving towards the opponent. The king is out. The king is moving. Where is the king going? I don't know. I don't know, but Beasty's got his torches out. Beasty's going for it. He spots the king. The king's on the move. Where's the king going? Somebody help him. Oh, Lord, somebody help him right now. We got fights happening, but it doesn't matter. It could be over right now. Ville's gonna try and block. Stonewall on the front. Stonewall on the front. Beasty, go. Go, son. He's going for it. He's trying. He's looking to fall. What? The villagers surrounding the knights. The Knight's trying to break through. Beasty just wanting, let me in! Let me in! It is the meme all over. Meanwhile, towards the front, Marine Lord's holding. The king was literal inches from death, but Marine Lord lives to tell the tale. Welcome to Outback Octagon 4. The wonder still stands. The undercut is alive and healthy. Beasty's got a solid minute on him. And we're just getting started. Oh my Lord. What are we witnessing right now? This is magic. Look at Beasty. A single Arbala trio would have done it. Holy dooly. Say it ain't so. What are we seeing? This is incredible. Now, keep in mind, I want to take you back to the beginning, where we called out our favorites. We said, you know what? Recon's position's pretty good. Marine Lord's position's pretty good. Lash has got a good spot. Who's got the worst spot? It was Beasty. It was Beasty. Beasty was caught between a rock, a hard place, and 6 other players. But fortunately, somehow, some way, he was able to capitalize on that fact. And we now see progress. We now see him at 350 population. Well, a shadow of his former self. He's down to 261 at the moment. He's got a lot of resources to spare here. Now starting to move into horsemen instead. The question in everybody's mind is whether or not he's going to be able to hold. Now there are a lot of units that are coming out for him. How does he look to play this? Needs to be cautious about overextending. A lot of units for Marine Lord as well. Now with more than a population of 300, Beasty on 274. He's got the reinforcements making his way out here. A lot of units. Mangonels, he's moving into Mangos. Definitely the right call here. No upgrades coming through just yet, but keep an eye out on it. Yeah, you can see it's probably in queue somewhere. Either that or it's just come in. It's definitely in queue. Needs to be cautious about taking this fight. Don't go too early. I'd be very hesitant about taking this fight right here, right now. Definitely need to wait for that Mangonel upgrade. He's got 12 of them as well, by the way. Now, keep in mind, there is a second sacred site, so we'll keep an eye on this position as well. Beasty in trouble, as the wall has now begun to crumble. Horsemen together with knights across the top side. Mango's nowhere to be seen. Beasty, I don't know about this commitment. Sacred site being worked down. Sacred site being held. Beasty towards the top, not paying attention to the sacred site. He could be in trouble right here. Knight's now going to move over towards his position. Mango's firing off. Horsemen making their way forward. A lot of cavalry coming out from Marine Lord here. Knights make it onto the sacred site. They're doing a little bit of a dance. Managed to make it around. Mango's firing off. Beasty going to try a little bit of a defensive Wallalo. Needs to be cautious about this backline. And more units make their way around the edges. Beasty thinking about it, wanting to do it, not going to be able to find it as he's getting worked in. And I think this could be it. I think this could be it right here, right now. Marine Lord somehow. Oh, Beastie still holding the undercut, 20 seconds. But the numbers for Marine Lord look like they may be able to do it. He's down about 60 pop. The Mangoes have not consolidated at all. I think he probably needed the Mangoes over on the sacred site and a little bit more of a close-knit defense underneath. But unfortunately, the units are struggling outside the walls. Beastie falling apart at the seams despite what appeared to be one of the best comebacks in Outback history. I mean, calling it the best the comeback, I mean, it's hard to say. It was not a good spot that he started from. Mango's clearing out. Sacred Site holding. Marine Lord about to stop that undercut completely. He's worked 60 seconds off this Sacred Site timer, and he's about to work the full neutralization down. He's now got it 100%. The only option left for Beastie is to go all in on a wonder kill. Or potentially on a king kill. There's a couple of ways that he could do this. Hold on a minute. There's a couple of ways that he could do this. I think the best way for Beastie from here, horseman and scout spam. Sacred Site neutralized. It took a while, but he got there in the end. So if you go for... So I think the way that he maybe could have played this differently from this position is if the Mangoes were in here together with the keep, maybe Vils brought up to repair the keep, and all of the horsemen, all of the knights, just standing here at the front, just blocking, and then let the mangonels do their mincemeat dance that they always do on sacred sites. And I think that maybe would have had a little bit more strength. And it's one of those things where it's like, it's easy for me to say in hindsight, but when you've got 350 units coming at you, it's a very different ball game. So it's one of those things where it's just like, a small little difference could have made an absolute massive change to the result. So now the big question is, how does Beastie go about taking out this wonder in the corner of the map? It's not walled in. The king is safe, but it's definitely in play. Mango numbers are increasing. Beastie up to 10 here. You can see that he's struggling to get more units out. What's he going into? He's bringing Vils. He's bringing everybody. He's going absolutely all in right now. Now, which way does he go? I think if you're bringing the villagers, I feel like you have to go for the House of Wisdom in the town center. I think that's the play, because if you kill the wonder, it doesn't matter. Because if you've got no villagers left, what's the point? So Beastie recognizing that we've only got 5 minutes left, he needs to 100% commit here and bring every little bit of siege that he can. He's going to capture the sacred site. Maybe try and trigger a reaction from Marine Lord that perhaps isn't the smartest decision, and a mistake that he could potentially play into. Numbers are looking pretty strong here for Beastie. Keep in mind that he's got 126 villagers, but he's decided to put some shields on those villagers and call them villagers at arms. Maybe even militia is another way to say it. Continuing to move forward. More Vils coming up the rear. He's not waiting for everybody. We've got a scout here as well, just in case. Sacred Site victory once again approaching, and Marine Lord with a massive army in here. Beastie knows how important it is. Vils gonna go forward. Beastie brings the trash, the truck, the trailer. Horsemen gonna try and hold. Sacred Site are online. Villagers just running in, bringing everything with them. But Marine Lord's army is absolutely massive. The torches come out. Beastie lighting up the back line with the villagers. He's trying to find a way through. There's a hole in the stone wall. Villagers scrambling to defend. But it looks like Marine Lord's reinforcements are strong. Beastie with barely any economy. Sacred sites and relics at this stage, and he retreats into the walls. I think that might be it. I think Marine Lord has done it. In the end, he's able to take the victory over the top of the beast. It was a beautiful defense from Beastie. A wonderful strategy and such a smart move. Absolutely. I want to give credit right now to our map maker, Caillou. He has hooked this map up, and it is absolutely god tier. This was beautiful. This was amazing to watch. I think it really adds quite a dynamic. Oh no! No! just witnessed? That is the greatest game of FFA that you will ever see. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. You have just witnessed the GOAT. Oh my Lord. Beasty. Hey mate, it's only the first round. Save something for the end game. Oh, I'm shaking, man. I'm shaking. Oh, my heart is racing. We got to go watch that again. Hold on. We got to go see that again. Give me a second here. Okay, so this is from Beasty's perspective. So as you can see, he's fully clicked on the Wonder right now at this stage. We were going to go through the OG game, but it just takes way too long to do it. And we want to get into the next one, but we want to see what happened. And already in the early stages, Beasty's plan is already in action. He's got this big fight happening, but the scout is moving with Joan of Arc. She's moving off. Like, the plan is already well and truly in action. He knows exactly where the king is. And Marine Lord is completely unaware of this situation. This is... The scout goes down. This is unheard of. This is incredible. And the scout gets picked off. Back towards the base. Marine Lord's still 100% focused on this front. The distraction is working perfectly. I can't believe it. He comes back. Bides his time. King, he does one more. Look out, where's the king? It's right here. He's going to try and get around. Can't do it. All right, let's find another way through. Just going to focus down the outpost at the back. And there's no other civ that can do this. And now Marine Lord finally realizes outpost is going to get focused, but he's not going to be able to heal through it. Joan of Arc working her magic. You can see he's trying his best to hit it down. There's the king at the back. Outpost goes down. So nice bait by Marine Lord. He tried to bait the king to be attacked instead by the bombard, so that he could repair the outpost and buy himself a little bit more time. But this whole time, the king is just being focused down, and that is it. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. I can't. Bro. What a game. What a game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is only week 1 of Outback Octagon 4. We got a lot more coming up for you. Hopefully you've enjoyed this game. This has been objectively the greatest game of FFA that has ever existed. Well played to Marine Lord, well played to Beasty, just a slight little bit more. Anyway, we'll leave it there and we'll catch you in the next one. Good game, well played.